So I hope you see my screen. Everybody see my screen, right? Everyone see my screen, right? Everyone.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
we
okay,
can see. Yes.
okay. So we are going to start SAP. Okay. So SAP is a software we using for accounting purpose, we using for material purpose, we using for different purpose. Okay. It's a global software. It's from German. It's a German-based software. It's called SAP, System Application Product for Data Processing. Lot of big companies, lot of manufacturer companies in Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, all are using SAP software. In India, almost 90% company using SAP, and globally, a lot of people are using SAP now because the global software called his name is SAP, System Application Product for Data Processing. Lots of people they call him SAP also, but SAP is not is a wrong name called SAP, System Application Product for Data Processing. Basically, here a lot of people are coming from finance background. We have a different types of modules in SAP. First module is financial accounting and controlling. This is our first module. Then other modules are MMSD and other modules also part. Different backgrounds, they do different modules. Because everybody here from finance background, some are from IT background also, they can use FI module. The FI module is a main module in SAP. Is a main module in SAP because we do the structure inside. That's called financial accounting module. Financial accounting module. This is our focus on FI module first. So SAP is a ERP software. Whenever in future, when you go for any other countries, when in even Nigeria, even any other countries you're going for interview and a global, like you want to global some exploring yourself, so that time you should have experience of some global module also. So that's why we're using SAP. SAP is a ERP software. SAP is a ERP software. Maybe some people work in Tally, some people work in a what is called QuickBook also. So the same way, SAP is a ERP software, Enterprise Source Planning. SAP is a ERP software, Enterprise Source Planning. Okay. So here we are going to learn two types of things. One as a functional consultant, as a functional consultant in SAP, and one in uh, what is called end user, like accountant who make the data entry and data posting. That is the other post in SAP. One is consultant level, one is end user level. Okay. So I will teach you if you're going to join the class with us. I will teach you both level as a consultant, as a end user. So the same person who can create the structure, the same person make the entry also. Okay. So first of all, SAP is a ERP software. The first questions. We have a different types of module in SAP, but we are focusing on first is FICO modules. Everybody learn. Somebody from production planning who learn PP, someone from plant maintenance they learn PP, PM, some from HR they learn human resource, like that. So our main focus on financial accounting. Okay. Now SAP have first we have a different types of process. Basically, if you're from finance background, you will understand me. SAP, we have a different types of process. We call business process. Business process. The first process called suppose was called journal ledger. Journal ledger process. That process we can create GLs, we can create some documents and all the documents like journal ledger, booking the entries and all those things. Okay. The second process we call them is accounts payable. Accounts payable process. The third process called accounts receivable. Accounts receivable process. Then the fourth process is procurement cycle, P2P. That's called P2P, procurement cycle. Then we have O2C, order to cash. Then we have a R2R, record to report. So God willing, if you are working in a big company in future, you understand this process name P2P, O2C, R2R. I hope some people know what is account payable, account receivable also. But this also product process are very important. So I pray for people like some people get got a big job. Okay. So this is the account payable, account receivable. This is the process you're going to learn in SAP. Why I'm telling to you start with the process first. Maybe you are learning SAP today, tomorrow some other software. But whatever software you're using in future, they all need business processes. So if you learn the business process very well, any software you can going to use it, you can easily use the software because you know the process very well. You know the process very well, all the process. So first process is general ledger process, then accounts payable, then account receivable, then procurement, then O2C, then R2R. Okay. Now I'm going to pivot you again. This is the general ledger process. First, this is the end user. End user means the person who make the data entry, who make the reporting, like the accounts person, the finance person who make the data entries every day. That is the end user people who using the software to work. For example, using Tally, using QuickBook, using some other software also. So this is the end user. So this process you can do learn in a software also. So how to create the general ledgers, how to do the postings, how to check the reports, how to do the part documents, how to do the whole documents, how to the recurring document. All those things is part of the work in real time. And some big companies, this is the profile also. Some people profiles who get only this, somebody also doing only this. This is the profile also. This is the T codes we can use to when you're going to work in a SAP software. Okay. This is our first general process. The second process is accounts payable. Accounts payable. This process, you need to create vendor creations. Some people get vendor, some get supplier also, vendor slash supplier. Okay. Some country using vendor, some country using supplier name. So vendor slash supplier. Accounts payable means whenever you have a purchasing the any material, any goods, you make a vendor creations. You get a vendor creation, vendor invoice posting, vendor credit memo, vendor outgoing payment when you go to pay the money to them, and vendor line items. Is accounts payable process under the accounts payable process. Okay. So all the T code we using to make the document. Okay. As an end user, I tell you again, we're going to learn two level as a consultant, as an end user. So you can switch as a consultant also in future if God permit, because recently one of my people came to Ghana to do some consultant work. Okay. So it's an end user process. Then our third process is account receivable process. Account receivable process. How to create the, how to receive the, how to book the invoice, how to receive the money, how to reconcile the document, how to collect the document, how to write off the bad debts, all under account receivable process. So all the process like how to create the sales invoice, how to create the invoices, how to record the document, how the payment processing, how you receive the money, how to reconcile the account, how to the collections, how the bad debts, and all. This is called account receivable process. Okay. So then also you can use the T codes in SAP, customer invoices, FB70, customer credit Momo, customer creations, all those things you learn in SAP software. So whatever structure you're going to learn here, whatever T code I'm showing, you learn all those things in SAP software. You create the company, you create the company code, you make the data entry, everything is done by you. Okay, in a software. And one thing is very important. This software is not like Tele software you can download. This is a server-based software. It's a real-time software. Like if you're working, it's working like a real-time software. We call them sandbox. Okay. is a real-time software. Okay, is a SAP software. They give it to you when you join the classes. We provide the software to you to use it. Okay, every day without we can use internet to use the software. Okay, then we have a P2P cycle. Does anybody know what is P2P cycle? Anybody know? Allow, Mr. Allow, Mr. What's the name? Mr. Kola. You know what is P2P cycle, procurement cycle? Mr. Allow, you're from accounts background, maybe you know. Mr. Oyo, what is P2P cycle? If I ask you any question, what is P2P cycle? Can you explain small? Is possible for you? Is anybody here? Anyone who try? Okay. If somebody want to try, you can try. Okay, try is very good. It's not about judging somebody. It's just that we should know, like we have some clarity what we are going to do. Okay. So this is called procurement cycle. It's part of material management, but I will teach everybody how to create the purchase requisitions, how to create the quotations, how to get the purchase order, how to get the good receipt note, okay, how to do the invoice verifications, everything part in the P2P cycle, the procurement cycle. So from purchase the material till payment, that's called procurement cycle. In future, if you go to work somewhere in a logistic company and other company, manufacturing companies, when you're going to purchase something, a goods you're purchasing for raw material, something like that, from creative purchase requisitions to payment processing is all under P2P cycle. That's called procurement to pay. Procurement to pay cycle. Okay, it's part of the supply chain management. It's called procurement to pay. It's part of the SAP course. So first is purchase requisition, how to get the request for purchasing, then how to make the quotations, then how to select the vendor. Some countries they're using vendor name, some countries using supplier name. Okay, vendor slash supplier. Okay, then how to get the purchase order, how to monitor the purchase order, how to receive the goods and make the entry, how to do the invoice verifications, how the payment processing. The whole is procurement cycle. One thing I tell everybody here, every single person here who going to learn SAP, because I trained some people from South Africa, Canada, US also. Process are more important than any software. If you learn all the business processes, whenever you're going to work, any software you're using is very easy to work. Okay, you should know the processes, procurement cycle, accounts payable, account receivable, order to cash process, and all those things you should learn. And record to report, that's called R to R. We call R to R. Okay, all the big companies they're using these type of words like Deloitte, Accenture, and everybody. Okay, and we don't know what is the future for anybody. Okay, so it's better to just focus on your study and make sure you have a knowledge. When the times comes, you can prove yourself, yes, I have a knowledge. Okay. So this is called procurement cycle. The next one is O2C, order to cash. How to receive the order, how to fill the order, how to ship the order, how to create the invoice, how to receive the payment, and how to record the payment. That's called O2C process. That's called O2C process, order to cash. Okay. So this is the process you're going to learn. First is GL process. I'm going to again, I repeat again, slowly. The first important process called GL process, General Ledger Accounting. Okay, that's called GL process. How to do all the transactions and everything. That's called GL process. After GL process, because we're using the T codes, all the T codes we're using when you make the software ready, when you make entries using the T codes to go to the screen. I will show you right now. Don't worry. I will show all the entries and everything. Okay. So next is accounts payable. How to make the accounts payable, how to create the vendor, how to make the entire vendor booking, how to do the outgoing payment, all those things in SAP accounts payable process. Accounts payable process. The next process is account receivable, how to create the customer, how to get the customer invoice, how to do all those things. Other one is procurement cycle, how to get the purchase order, how to do all those things. Okay. Then last process is O2C, how to make the order to cash process and everything. This is the part of FI some topics. Then we have called bank accounting. We have bank accounting means how to do the BRS, how to reconcile the current accounts, how to reconcile the vendors, how to reconcile all the process. They call bank accounting part. Then we have called assets accounting. In SAP, we have called assets accounting. Okay. Then how to purchase the assets and how to put the depreciation on that. That's a simple separate process in SAP. The first quality of SAP is everything in the process based. So GL process separate, AP process separate, AR process separate, but all comes together, okay, in a software. So look like very easy to learn, okay. That's called assets accounting. How to create the, for example, you're going to purchase some furnitures. So after some time, how to put a depreciation on that, all the process under assets accounting. Bank accounting, how to go to banking sectors, how to do the finance sectors, how to make the reports, how to do all those in bank accounting. So all those processes you're going to learn in SAP software. Okay, is a real-time software. So when we give the software to you, you can use the software for learning purpose, practice every day for 40 minutes, and then it's help you a lot. Not more than that. 40 minutes to 30 minutes is enough to learn. Okay. If you have a internet, is good. If you don't have internet, please use your phone internet. Is very important to learn. Okay. Without internet, you can't use the software. Okay. You need some small internet for that. Not too much high quality internet, but should be internet because it's a database. Okay. You have a database that. So this all the process you're going to learn. Now, I told you before in SAP we have a functional consultant. Some people maybe God willing be a function consultant and end user. End user means who make the entries. That's called end user. Who make the data and everything. But as a functional consultant, you can create the structure in the software. You can create a structure. In SAP, we have a technical consultant and we have a functional consultant. Technical consultant, he create a software in different way, but functional consultant who create the structure. Like for example, you create the company code, the fiscal year, the posting period variant, the chart of accounts, and all those things done by you. The tolerance group and everything. As a consultant, as an end user, you make the data entry, you make the data reporting for like journal entries, you make the accounts payable entries, account receivable entries, all those things part of the end user work. Okay, as a means functional consultant who make the structure, and end user who make the data entry, or you can say data reporting, or you can say a reportings only. You can say reporting work. Clear? So this is the functional consultant. I will show you in a structure wise also. So when you're learning as a consultant, so you're the person who create the structure, company code, company, functional area, everything done by you as a consultant. Finance structure, how to create the fiscal year variant, everything as a consultant. So when you learn this software, you're learning from the basic to advanced. So you learn how to create the structure and you make how to make the entries also. So you learn the complete SAP, so you don't have any problem. Okay. So how to get a chart of accounts and how to create the general ledger. Then you can go to general ledger, recurring accounts payable process. Then you go account receivable process. Then you have a down payment process. Then you have a TDS process, and we have a VAT process also. How to create the VAT documents also in SAP. Clear? Now I want to show the software. This is a theoretical part. I'm going to just explain to you right now. This is the process you're going to learn all the processes. Okay. And bank accounting, assets accounting, all those things. This is the accounts payable, account receivable. This is the end user work. I'm going to show you the software. How to use the software is very important. Please, when you join the classes, if God permit everything go well, if you join the classes every day, 35 to 40 minutes to practice that software. So you know window R. This is when you do window R. We give the software. You type MSTSC. Then you say OK. Then you have I will give you the IP address. Then you will connect it. Then you just I give you the ID and password. Then you click on the software. You click it here like this. Then this is the login ID password you will receive from me. One thing is very important. If you put the password, if you forget the password, in 3 times the software will stop. So again you need to repass the password again. Okay. So make sure when you type the password very carefully. Okay. So this is the software.
Sorry, Mr. Said.
Yes.
Oh, just a clarification or a questions. And along the line, if anybody has question to ask, please, you are free to just signify, and then we let you ask your question. Therefore, at this point, I want to know, would like to know if we have question before we proceed to the demo. Does anyone ask question to ask? Then, Mr. Shahid, while we are waiting for that, I wanted to confirm. Are you using SAP for HANA or
Yes.
ERP3?
No, as for HANA, it's as for HANA. The latest
Okay,
version.
it's S4. Oh, great.
We don't have
Yeah, I
now
think
we're not using SEC. We're using as for HANA for everybody, and everybody have their personal user ID password. Okay, and they can use the software. But let me ask them also. Please, up to now, if anybody have any questions, please. One thing I tell you in the start times, you all are some are working professionals, some are all are. Please, anybody who have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, Mr. Allow, Mr. Kola, and Mr. Admol. Anybody have any questions, please feel free to ask, so I can give an answer. Mr. Samuel, okay, Mr. See, my name, maybe I pronounced very wrong name. Please forgive for that, please. Okay, but please understand me. Okay, Mr. Olikin, please try to ask me any questions. Nuragan, anybody, if any question, please ask. Mr. Kola, if any question, please ask me. Mr. Kola, any questions? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. No questions on my end.
Okay, no questions. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Allow, any question?
okay.
Okay. If anybody have any questions, please feel free to ask me so I can go to the software, show the software, how the software work and all those things. Mr. Allow, any questions? Mr. Admol, any questions? Ajimol, any questions? Adimola, any questions? Please feel free to ask me questions, okay?
Okay.
Anytime.
I think you can
Okay.
proceed.
Okay, let me continue. Okay. So when you on the software, this is the software. This called the screen layout. This is the software when is a real-time software. Okay, it's working like a real-time software. It's called sandbox. Okay, it's not like you can install in your machine and work. It's not like tele software. You need to get a server ID and you have a software like this. This software you can learn easily the financial accounting, the controlling, anything you can learn easily if you are focused and you are practicing every day. So I want to show you something like I told you before, the GL process, FS00. The first T code is FS00. The first T code is FS00. That T code, when you're going to create a ledgers, when you're going to create ledgers in the company code, so you create a company code, they create the structure here. Okay, how to create the company, how to create the ledgers here. You can create the ledgers, okay, in this place. How to make the entries and everything. When you do FB50, you can make entry here. You can make entries and everything. This is the place to make the entries, the data entries. Okay. For example, this is a company code. If I want to create an entry, I can create entry here. This is the document type, the currency, the INR, all those things. Because for INR, when you are doing is using Naira here. Okay. This is a currency type. This is called the T code. We are using the T codes, the T code bar. We use the T codes to make entries. Okay. So whatever ledgers you can create here, you can make the entries. It's a GL posting. Okay, if you want to create any entries, if you make some bank entry, cash entries, okay, some expenses entries, so you can do it from here. Want to do. Okay. Is anybody any questions? Please feel free to ask. For example, I want to make a bank entry. I want to use cash as debit. Then I use bank. I use other bank also. I'm going to transfer entry one bank to another bank entries. I use the credit entries here. I put the amount. Any amount you can put. Then you make enter. It asks you the value date. With the value date here, you put the value date. Enter. Then we go back. Then we go here. Value date. Go back. This way you can make entry. One is debit, one is credit. Okay. Access bank, and I want to transfer money from one bank to another bank. Then we simulate from here. When you simulate, you can see the entry. This is our entry. Because it's from India INR. When you do your own country, you have a INR is Naira here. Then you write your company code, everything. Okay. One is debit, one is credit. Then just post. After posting, you have a document. So entry is posted. That's called FB50. So I will show you already this one. The T code here. This one. So first is GL creation, then FB50 the entry to GL posting. So after posting the entries, you can see the report wherever you post the entries. For example, you can just down create the general ledgers, then you post the entries. And how to do the entries here? You go here, you do FBL3N. It's a T codes. When I type it star, then I execute. So I can check all the entries, whatever I did. If I want to check only single entry, I can check. If I want to check all the entries, I can check easily. This is our entry. Just now I make an entry. This is my entries. If I want to use my only entry, I can check it. Okay. So it is called the GL line item, the reporting part. So how to check your data in SAP? You can check all the report in one time. If you want to check all the accounts one by one, you can check easily here. If you want to use to check single, for example, you want to choose only the one you want. So you can go here. You can go to this, and you can go to, you put the ledger number, whatever ledger you created, and just simulate SQL. You can see only the ledger you created, that on entry only. So you can see the ledger's entries, all the entries are here. We just now posting the entry about 50,000. This is the entry I just posted. This 5 lakh entries I just posted. Okay, this all the entries, you can see it here. So when you do learn the software, you can all those things, how to create the entries, how to post the entries, how to create the vendor, how to make the vendor invoice, everything you learn in SAP. I told you again, is a real-time software. It look like a real-time software. So this software have a database, okay, is a cloud-based software. So when you get the IP address, you can use any laptop. You can use any laptop anywhere, just need small internet, you can use the software. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to download anything. Just IP address, I give it to you. You put the IP address and password, and you can use the software anywhere, anytime. Just you need a small internet. That's all. Clear? Any question, anybody? So this is the way we can go to learn the software or the processes. And as a function consultant, we are going to create the structure also. So how to create the structure? This is the end user process I teach you. As an accountant person who are an accountant, they know what I'm going. Just now I show them how to get the ledgers and how to make the entries. Now, as a consultant, as a functional consultant, the T code is SPRO. Is a global T codes SPRO. When you go here, then you go to the backend. Then you can create a company. Then create a company. This place you go for enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting. Now we're going to create a company. So for example, I want to create a company in the name of Peter. So I write Peter group of company. Group of company. Okay. So I write the street name. I write 1, 2, 3, 4, just sample. I write postal like this. I write postal code like this. I just give a sample, okay. Then I write city. I write what's the city I write it? I write Lagos, for example. Okay. And the country is Nigeria. So Nigeria is, I'm going to check Nigeria country. Is Nigeria, Nigeria NG. The language we are using English, the way we are using also English. And the currency are Naira. So we check the currency here. We have Ghana city here. We should have a Naira also. Check the Naira first. Here is here the Nigeria. Let me check here. This is Naira. So we have a Naira currency, NGN. That's called Naira. Then we just save it. The Peter name already exists. Somebody already created computer name. So I write PD1. Enter. Then we save it. So we create the company already. This is the company. Okay. So we can use our currency, whatever currency you're using, the same way you can create the journal entries. That's why I'm telling you, SAP is a global software. It's all over the world. They have a very big market right now. First number is SAP, second is Oracle, then third is Infor, then fourth is what is called Workday, like that, and globally. Okay, all over world. Even Ghana also, we have a lot of companies now, they're using SAP. Nigeria also, a lot of companies are using SAP. Okay, and Cote d'Ivoire, Niger, and a lot of places. Okay, so this is the way we can create the company as a consultant, as a functional consultant, not a technical consultant, functional consultant. So you're the same person who create the company, you create everything. You're the same person who create the balance sheet and everything. So you're the same person who make the structure and who make the entries, who make the processes. So you have a broader knowledge for every topics. Okay. Is anybody any question? Is anybody any question?
Yeah, not really a question. I just wanted to comment. Yes, from your explanation
Hmm.
so far, we have two major users. We have SAP users. We have functional and we have end users. The
Yes.
functional will be the people that configure the company setup, the general accounts, setting up the all the processes.
Yes.
Why
Yes.
the users will just be data entry. They are less concerned about how to set up company at the back end, how to
Yes.
set up uh, GL account and the rest.
Yes.
But then from the training, for those that are going to join this class after today's demo,
Hmm.
or for those that will have interest, for the training, what would be the focus of the training?
No.
Could be
Yes.
consultant or to
Yes.
be end
Yes.
user.
Yes. No. But when I give training, I give him both levels. I teach them as a consultant. I give them as an end user. Okay. So after that, whatever they choose in future, they can choose in future. Okay. But when I give training, I give them both training. I teach them how to create the structures and everything, and I teach them how to make the entries and everything. They can learn easily. It's not that difficult. Okay. So
Okay,
you
okay,
can create the custom because it's a functional consultant. It belongs to the finance backgrounds. It's not a technical consultant. It's a functional consultant. So you create the company,
yes,
you create the company code, you create the fiscal years, you create a chart of accounts, then you create the journal entries, you create the accounts payable entries, you create the vendor invoice booking, you create the what is called customer invoice booking, you do all those things. Okay, this part. I hope you clear.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that is clear. That is clear. And then
So
the T code simply
yes,
means transactional code, right?
yeah, yes.
For every
It's the
transaction you
same. Yeah,
carry out on the
yeah,
SAP system. That's
it's a global T codes. Okay.
okay, 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 okay.
So you see, when you are starting practicing in a software, you don't need to write the T codes. Is in your finger. Okay. So when you're practicing the
Yeah,
software, you remember the T code easily. But at same time, I will give the data. I give all the documents to you to understand. Mr. Kola, any question?
yeah,
Nuruddin,
Mr.
any question?
Adibite, do you have any question?
No, I don't have any question now.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
trying to understand the SAP, but I don't have any
Oh,
question now.
oh,
I don't have any question
Okay,
now.
thank God, thank
okay,
God. So this is the
okay.
way we're going to
Oh,
learn in the classes.
Mr.
And if
Motosho, do you have any question? Okay, is Mr. Motosho there? Do you have any question? Okay, okay. Mr. Shahi, I think you can continue. If
so, yes, this is the software we're going to learn. I showed all the PPTs, how to work in the what type of process we're going to learn as a functional consultant, how to do the structure. I will show the software already, how to make the entries and the structure. So when you're going to join our classes, so I will teach you how to create the structures, how to make the entries and everything. So please, if anybody interested, you can join the classes. And I'm telling you, it helps a lot. I trained a lot of people from South Africa. I trained people from Canada. I trained some people from Nigeria also, some of the students. I trained from Sierra Leone. I trained from Ghana also, some students. So it helps a lot to them when they have a global exposure also. It's very important. And nowadays the market is capturing SAP capturing a very big market. Okay, overall in globally. So if you have a knowledge of the software and the same time I'm teaching the software and the same time I'm teaching the business processes. So when you learn the business processes, any software in future you're going to work on it, it helps you a lot because you have a terminology, what is P2P, what is O2C, what is R2R, all those things. I will show you one thing. Uh, One second.
Yeah, while Mr. Said is looking for that file.
One
Yes,
second.
Mr. Kola,
This
I
is
must
the
converse
this is the
SAP system. Okay,
let me show you one thing to them. This is for the
okay,
Deloitte.
okay.
It's a Deloitte Global Financial Wheel. Okay, I have incorporated in Deloitte also. So this is the business process they are using. So order to cash, procurement cycle, okay, operation finance. So I will teach them all this process also, order to cash and P2P. This very important process in SAP. So it's a Deloitte global structure. Okay, it's from UK. They send to me to I just focus on the processes for them. Okay, and I teach you as a consultant also. So when you're going to learn, they can learn as a consultant also. They create the structure. They're doing this part also, how to create the structure, the organizational structure, and they do all the process management, the control and compliance. Okay, and how to close the reports, how to do all the closing the reports and everything, and same time how to text entries and everything, how to do the performance management, everything is part. So when you're going to learn the classes, it's a theoretical and practical both in a software. So this is a Deloitte Global Finance Suite.